Subject 4, also known as Daniel Cross, was kidnapped as a child by Abstergo Industries and subjected to surgery. He had his genetic memories explored, but he also had a hidden impulse inserted that would drive him to kill the Grand Master of the Assassin Order, which in modern day are called mentors, whenever he was presented with the opportunity. After Daniel's surgery, he was thrown onto the street, alone, until a couple drove by and asked him where he was going. When he replied in Russian, "I want to go home." As he becomes older, we learn that he becomes really a petty criminal, and he suffers from these hallucinations, very similar to Desmond Miles. His reckless behavior resulted in him being court ordered to a psychiatrist, which reminded him that he was required to take his medicine by law. But Cross, being stubborn as he was, decided to throw the medication away and went to a bar later that night, where he suffered from more hallucinations. A random lady by the name of Hannah Mueller came from nowhere and pulled Daniel into her car. After talking with each other for a little while, we soon learn that Hannah is an assassin herself, and Daniel stays with Hannah for the night. The next morning, Daniel wakes up at an actual assassin camp, which we kind of get an idea of what modern day assassins dwell. And at this assassin camp, Hannah remarks that she wasn't able to find Daniel's cabin, so they decide to go to the director of the cabins, Paul Bellamy. Mr. Bellamy tries to figure out about Daniel's past and his past ancestor and how he's suffering from these hallucinations. Just when Daniel has had enough, he decides to leave, but Mr. Bellamy doesn't let him. As if pure instinct, Daniel takes out all the other assassins by his own fist, and Mr. Bellamy is forced to use the assassin blade against Daniel's throat to get him to stop in order to prevent any damage from anybody. After the fight, Daniel is forced to stay in Hannah's cabin. Just when Daniel sees Hannah, he exclaims to her that he must get back to his apartment and take his medication because it helps him with his hallucinations. Hannah regretfully decides to help him out, and they both go to his apartment. When Daniel realizes that his prescription bottle is actually empty, he and Hannah have a little talk. Mr. Bellamy appears in his apartment after a while, and then, completely ignoring Hannah because he's just highly upset with her for disobeying his orders, he decides to talk to Daniel and try to help him out. As Mr. Bellamy and Daniel were talking, Mr. Bellamy came across some very important top secret information that kind of revealed Daniel's past, or really his ancestor's past, Nikolai Orlov. Suddenly, Daniel goes into a mad fit and storms outside, suffering from his hallucinations, almost to the point of death. During Daniel's hallucination, he claims to see the apple, his ancestor Nikolai, the piece of Eden, and he thinks he hears the mentor. The mentor is the ultimate leader of the modern day assassins. Over a 2-year time span, Daniel goes across the globe talking to different assassin camps about his mission, about how he's trying to find the mentor, and how to keep his dream alive. Just when Daniel thinks he has located the exact location of the mentor, he's attacked. No matter how much he fought, he just couldn't win, and eventually was taken down. Eventually, he wakes up on a couch with the dog licking his face, and he comes to discover that he's actually found the mentor. Or really, the mentor has found him. While Daniel and the mentor are discussing, the mentor decides to hand him his own very hidden blade. But this triggers that inside pulse in Daniel that he can't describe, thus making him stab his own mentor. Panicking, the only thing that Daniel decided that he could do was perform a leap of faith into the water. Not knowing really where to turn next, he only turns to the only direction or the only home he can go to, Abstergo Industries. It is at this time that he requests to be placed back inside of the Animus so that he may experience his ancestors' lives, because he claims that it's his home. Greetings, assassins. So, I hope you like my short film about Subject 4. I do want to note, though, that He is an assassin. It's just that Dr. Vidic planted this impulse inside of him. So no, he's not a Templar. Technically, he really is with the assassins. He was just confused. Um, what else do I want to say? So tell me what you think about the review. Leave your comments below. And want to mention, my next video is going to be about my contact method. So that will be short and quick. It might be up today.
Don't forget to subscribe.